Happy Friday. Okay, guys. So let's be honest. Right now, you're probably like frustrated because you've been seeing stuff for Thanksgiving and Halloween and all of that in July. But the reality is when you think about marketing, when you think about business and retail, yeah, you should be marketing the months prior to that particular season, that particular quarter, so you can get people revved up. You think about even Black Friday. You start hearing about Black Friday, and you start seeing some of the sales circulars weeks and maybe even a month or so in advance, so you can kind of prepare for what you want to buy. Us being on the other side of it as content creators for Amazon, and mind you, the sheet that I gave you guys has Amazon, Venable, and TikTok for good reason. We're still kind of in limbo when it comes to whatever is going to go on with TikTok. We don't know one way or another at this point. And whether it flops or it keeps going strong, either way, you should still have some type of idea of what you want to do with that particular platform, even if you're not already in the TikTok creator program, because there's still other things that you can do when it comes to that particular platform. There's some other platforms, but I didn't want to overwhelm y'all with giving y'all a sheet of 10 different platforms, because we know a confused person is just not going to do anything. They just going to look at it all and kind of, the eyes are going to cross. But now is the time where you should be preparing for fourth quarter. And it was interesting because I saw in one of the groups where it was, let's see. It was Danielle Branch, who posted about shiny objects and energy leakage. She posted it in more than one group. Thank you so much to Danielle for posting that, because when we think about the fourth quarter is Super Bowl. Fourth quarter is the most engagement, the most reach, the most money that you're going to typically make or can potentially make when it comes to being an Amazon influencer, a TikTok creator, simply because it's the season where people are buying the most for gifts. They're buying it and shipping it. They're buying it, trying it on, returning it. So there's a lot that goes on between fourth quarter and first quarter. And so this is the time where you can go and kind of get prepared for that. So if you haven't noticed it already, I put it in the chat, a kind of cheat sheet. And that's where we're kind of going to go through today. But also, if you have something to add information wise when it comes to that, if you've glanced over and we're like, oh, you forgot about this, or, oh, you know what, think about this as well, by all means, put your hand up. Put your left hand up. Put your right hand up. Okay. Put your hand up so you can come off mute and add to the conversation. But when we think about fourth quarter is not the time for you to be trying something new. Third quarter is the time for you to be trying something new. So if you're trying new products, meaning categories that you haven't, kind of dived into just yet, if you're trying new ways or new strategies when it comes to how you are recording and editing and uploading your content, third quarter is the time where you want to do that. The majority of your Christmas items you want to have uploaded in third quarter. You don't want to wait until the fourth quarter to upload those things. There's several reasons why. So let's have a reality check. Fourth quarter is when you will see an influx of people come into the program. Why? People are trying to figure out how they're going to pay bills. People are trying to figure out other ways to make money. Oh, excuse me. They're also looking at how they're going to buy these products or get access to these products. And they know that as a content creator, an influencer, you get some of these products for free. So yeah, they're going to be looking at ways that they can join the program. What's the fast track? They're going to be looking at what's the most expensive item, what's the thing that's going to convert the most. That they literally over the next 2 to 3 months, that's what you're going to see. Even longer than that, that's what you're going to see at people asking questions about. What should I start with first? What categories do the best? What, how much money am I going to get if I do this? Because they're trying to figure out the easiest route to making the most money. Those of us that have been in the program for a while, thank you. Those of us that have been in the program for a while, we know that while that is part of the strategy, that can't be the whole strategy. It just can't. Because if it is, you'll get worn down really quickly, especially if you don't see the results that you think you're supposed to see. The other thing is we've come in contact with so many of even well-known products being currently unavailable, brands stealing content, products being re-uploaded with a new ASIN. And so it may have did well when we first put it out there, but it doesn't last. And then we also know that there was all the survey that went out. And so you know that over time there's a decline in literally how your content may do on the platform. So we have plenty of things that are working against us when it comes to us being the content creator, right? There's things that we can't prepare for, but there's also some things that we can prepare for. Right. Listen. Let's see. Okay. Were you able to find it, Catherine? Were you able to find Hall? Andrew said, unless you're like us who try something different every quarter. Listen, that part is important. Yep, the mad dash to make the extra money, which I think is funny because they don't understand what might sell well for one of us might not sell well for another one, which is why it was so important. It was so valuable seeing Danielle's post. So if you see Danielle's post in the Logie group, go comment on it, because again, that shiny object syndrome and energy leakage is so real as a content creator, especially working with Amazon and working with TikTok. Binnable is a much different beast because we don't actually have to have a actual contract or be actually signed up with each individual brand. We can work with all the brands that are connected to Binnable, so it makes it so much easier, and we don't have to create anything except the list and tag just tag the product or put the link in. Were you able to find it, Catherine?
I haven't. Oh, hold on. I haven't looked for it yet, so I'll do it after I do this Zoom.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
So if you look at the sheet, guys, the cheat sheet that I gave you, it should be in the comment section. If you scroll up, if you came in after I posted it, then me or someone else will repost it in there for you. So first and foremost, start with what you already did well with. How did you do last fourth quarter? What did you do? If this is your first time doing, fourth quarter with Amazon with the program, great. Then you have kind of like a clean slate, but you still have homework to do. What products did well on Amazon in fourth quarter last year? That's the homework that you research. So instead of you looking at your own numbers, look at your top. We always talk about what? Knowing your numbers. Who said that you should take a shot every time I say that? I don't think y'all would make it through the training, but you should know your numbers. And so what are your top 3 to 5 categories that have been converting really well for you? Go back and see what products were selling really well in those categories for fourth quarter last year. You can research that. You can go to Uncle Google or Aunt YouTube. And people always talk about these were the best sellers for 2024. These were the top sellers in home goods. These were the top sellers. Go do the research. So that way you not only know, again, you know what you did well in, but also what did well on the platform. The reason we always talk about what are your top 3 to 5 categories that do really well, convert really well, is because if you know it's converting well, then those products are probably being seen a whole lot more than some of your other products. Or it could be that just those products are doing better for you because it's a higher conversion rate or it's a higher commission rate. It could be doing well for you because people see, how you're creating content for that particular product, and they go and click on that one, it instead of something else. So we know that there's a big difference when it comes to, some people are like, okay, an unboxing video is okay, and they'll watch it and they still may buy the product. But others want to see you actually using it. So you may be someone that actually uses the product in your videos, and that's why your videos do a lot better. So know your numbers. What did you do fourth quarter of last year? Or what did Amazon do when it came to your top categories last year? Yep, Stephanie said it too. Yep. It's also based on video style. Some people can be great at selling something just because of how they show it off to others who don't use the product the same. Why we're talking about this, because when you look at the people that are going to come in and just try to find ways to make money, make money, make money, they're looking at, okay, this product did really well for them, so let me do a video for that product. But it may not work for them. I have products that I have done a video for and they've been converting for years. Some of the videos may have been really good videos, some of them may not, because it was right in the beginning. But somebody else may do a video for it and it not do as well. Also, look at um alternative brands. I know we get excited about wanting to do something for the biggest name brand, and sometimes that will work in your favor. But think about it. How many people are going to be coming in shooting for that same well known brand? So now you're competing against people who don't even know all the good, the bad, the ugly about the program. You're also competing with people who are going to come and just throw something together. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. Yep. Andrew says, same here. Even kind of crappy vids still convert. Many people think unboxing is pointless, but I have high conversions on unboxing. Exactly. Exactly. So it depends on, again, what the product is, and just the people that are shopping. One of the things that we have to remember, the big difference between Amazon and TikTok. While TikTok now has TikTok Shop, and that's great, you can do phenomenal things there if you are a part of the program. The difference is TikTok was made as a platform for content creation. It was a platform where they were big on engagement. Amazon was not. Amazon was never a content platform. Amazon is a selling platform, it's a retail platform. They added in the content piece. So a lot of the bugs and sketchy things we see sometimes is just because they're trying to finagle the content creation piece into what they already had as a selling retail platform. That's what it was. And so everything doesn't work 100% of the time. And they have to test things out to see what is going to work and what's not going to work. And they don't test something out for a few weeks. They have to test it out for a year. They have to test it out for 6 months. So I know we wish that they would be a lot faster when it comes to switching things out and changing things and updating things, but they actually have to be able to say, what is the actual problem? That's why when you come across something, send them an email, message them so they know something, this isn't working. This is the problem. I'm not seeing this on my end. Let them know. The same way when it comes to Logi, we let AHUD know, hey, this, we had a problem with this. This isn't working well, or I don't see this on my page. What's going on with it? Or this isn't, you know, it's because it's still a new program. The Amazon influencer program is still fairly new. It's still new. So we got to think, even with Facebook having their bonuses and stuff for influencers, we've seen that have ebbs and flows. So every program is going to have its ebbs and flows. But that's the biggest difference between the two platforms is one was made for content creation and for engagement and the other one was not. And so that's what we're kind of working up against. Like Lego. Exactly. Like instead of Lego, do Playmobil instead. There are so when I tell y'all there are so many different brands on Amazon that if you just go through and click on one brand, it bring all of the other types, all the other brands and similar brands up. Andrew said, yep, it is an afterthought, kind of like how the influencer program was an afterthought for Amazon. Exactly. They started out with the affiliate program and then added the influencer program. And even with them now giving the affiliates access to having a storefront, look at how long that took. They were already on the platform, they were already on the program, but look at how long it took. And them trying to figure out how they can best integrate it. And I'm still waiting to see if they're going to do something where the storefront, they'll be able to put it on their blog or their website. I'm still waiting to see that part. um, yeah, I'm sure the Logi team gets tired of hearing from me sometimes, but it makes a big difference because then it allows them to tweak things. Okay, so if we look at the cheat sheet that I put into the comments, you guys, it says general Q4 prep, audit past Q4 content, see what worked, plan content around Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, and also the New Year. Because at New Year, new me. So y'all know things like journals, fitness, supplements. We talked about how, it's trending at that time, but supplements are an evergreen product that sells all year round. And exercise equipment and exercise wear, it it may be trending in December, November, January, but it is an evergreen product that sells all year round. And if you missed the Logi post, Logi posted after we were talking about that particular session. And mind you, the replay for that session is in the Logi group, but they did a post and they gave you like, here are some brands that are in those categories that are evergreen. So these are some that sell all year round, that part. All right. Carrie said, I would love to be able to embed it into my website. By the way, found a way to embed Bendable list on my blog post. Whoa. Definitely make sure you should share that out. Uh, Everything on Amazon has been an afterthought since founding. Sure. LOL. So many different engineer teams having to rework stuff. And even when I think about them, like I'll give you the business side, the entrepreneurial side of this. When you look at um, when Amazon bought Whole Foods as a company, when they bought Whole Foods, it was not just, oh, let's buy Whole Foods. And this is the entrepreneurial side of it. They didn't just go and buy Whole Foods. To us, it looked like, why would Amazon buy Whole Foods? That's not smart. They don't know anything about having a supermarket, blah, 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 blah. But the reality was, Amazon, before they bought Whole Foods, bought an online grocery store that was failing. They bought it, they studied, they researched, and not only did they buy Whole Foods, they also went and started selling the food boxes and meal kits on Amazon as well. They do research. Like they don't just it to us it looks like sometimes they just go and kind of throw something out there, but they do research. Now, we don't know how good of research it is all the time. You said they throw everything on the wall and see what sticks. They do they do some digging, okay? But they went and bought an online grocery store that was failing so they could kind of play around with things, find things out, do all the behind the scenes stuff, and then they bought Whole Foods. So they had been doing research prior to. Andrew said a lot smarter than the Kraft Heinz merger. That part. So we have to have that understanding that they are doing so much research behind the scenes. And even when they do their sales and how they've set up Prime Day. Prime Day is their own Black Friday. And Prime Day started out as a Prime Day, and now it's 4 days. What is that? The same thing as Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. But they tested out what Prime Day would do, and then they kind of said, okay, now we can do something that's similar to it. David Peter said, just looking at my last year's charts, November and December were not my biggest earning months. I had 6 months higher than November and December. April was my biggest. The holiday rush, Prime Day are not my best months. Exactly. That's why I tell you guys, know your numbers. And it was in November and December we first started hearing about potentially started hearing some stuff about the tariffs, and then we started hearing more about it this year. But also it was in November and December when those of us that pay attention, we started first noticing the currently unavailable thing going on, where a lot of products started coming up as currently unavailable. It was the end of last year, beginning of this year. So a lot of products that we had videos for, we didn't even know at the time that this is pre-oink. That sounds weird. Pre-oink. A lot of us didn't even realize. Like I do it because I was going through my storefront and going through old videos, right? It sounded weird, pre-oink, but people didn't even realize that their videos were not, videos that were doing extremely well were not getting any traction because they weren't connected to a product. They were untagged or they were over tagged, and we didn't realize that three or more products, or no, four or more products was kind of like taboo. We were thinking you could do up to 5 and be good. And so I had videos that I tagged 5 products and they weren't doing anything. And we knew nothing. And then we have the currently unavailable products. So that's when it first started, was around that November, December, which is weird. But like I said, that's when people started getting nervous about it was election year. So you had all the things going on with that. People started getting nervous about all of the stuff that was being talked about what was going to come for 2025. So there was a lot going on. And then going into this year, people started really noticing the currently unavailable, the untagged. So like I said, when the pre-oink days, now that we have oink, we love oink. We love oink because it saves us so much time. That part. I just went through a bunch of videos and was able to retag a bunch of stuff and go ahead and some things I just went ahead and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and delete it. And it's an old video. The product doesn't sell. And mind you, again, I know what works for the videos that I've been posting. So In the beginning, I was just doing videos for anything. Somebody said they'll send me a product. I accepted the product and did a video for it. But over time, that's not always the best. Uh, create a posting calendar for consistency. Now, we've talked about this over time. Um, what's your strategy? What's your content strategy? How are you, you should be finding new products to create videos for. We talked about some of the hacks on how we find products or how we, choose products, especially because we have Logi, we have Creator Connections, you have some of these other programs out here where you can get free products. But then also, sometimes the free products are not going to be the ones that you make the most money on. Sometimes it's going to be the product that you went and bought. Sometimes it's going to be the product that a friend came in and had on, and you were like, "Oh man, let me do a video for that." I can, I love my family, and my family and friends love me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And so a friend of mine came to visit, and when she was about to leave, she went to put on her shoes, and I was looking at her shoes. I said, "Oh, that's cute." She said, "Did you check to see if it's on Amazon?" I surely will. I scanned it, and it definitely was. I did a little 30-second video of them and sent her on her merry way. They love me. They really do. Anybody else would have been like, weirdo, why are you always scanning stuff? But uh, somebody else that I came in contact with, they had an umbrella in their vehicle. And I was like, let me check to see if that's on Amazon. So there's some things that you come in contact with like that through just like being in the right place at the right time, things like that. But also, what is your actual strategy for getting more products? What is your actual strategy for how you not only get the products, but how you record, how you edit, and upload those products? Listen, so I can share this because my sister's sitting here next to me, and she'll probably make strange noises in the background. Yeah. See, told y'all. Um, so we had sweatsuits, and it's still warm outside, but there's an outdoor gym area, like a little setup. Now, mind you, it's AARP, and yes, I do make fun of that in the video. Don't judge me. It's an AARP as the one that put this particular one up, but I have some at a couple of the different um, parks in our area. And they said, "Hey, sister." Hi, people. And so she had a sweatsuit that she had to do a video for. I had a sweatsuit that I had to do a video for. And while we were there, recorded ourselves with sweatsuits on using the equipment. We were already out. We were dropping off my niece, went to the park, did the video. And at first she was like, "Do I have to?" I don't want to do it. Do I have to? But then there's going to be a lot of people who just do a video of a sweatsuit and they just walking around in the sweatsuit. Well, that's nice. But here's what it looks like if you're actually going to be working out in this sweatsuit. Are you going to actually be able to do a squat in this and it not split? Is it not going to be choking your thighs? Is it like people want to know stuff like that, and you can say stuff like that in the videos. So are you, again, unboxing videos? There are some of those that do really well, but then also, how are you using it? How are you wearing it? What does it look like? What does it look like outside? Especially if you're doing fashion or clothing, it always looks different outside in natural sunlight than it does inside. It just does. So what is that strategy for you? And how are you being consistent? Um, and so don't, so here's the other thing. Don't forget to set clear goals. Can I be honest with y'all? As a content creator for Amazon, it was easier to set goals when I first started the program than it was now. Because when I first started the program, I could set a financial goal that I wanted to hit and blow it out the water. Now, you couldn't do the same thing. But I will say this, with using Oink, it's getting back to those pre everybody jump in the pool scammer moments on Amazon. Oink is definitely taking us back in the direction of being able to say, this is my goal for this month. This is my goal for this quarter, and actually seeing yourself reach it, as opposed to us doing it just on our own. Have you seen that? Are you actually using Oink? Are you using Logi? Because Logi is another option when it comes to this. Again, we talked about the evergreen products, and then Logi did a post and said, hey, here's some Logi brands that have evergreen products. They gave you the exact evergreen products. Listen, and they told you, go ahead, do it. Let's go. Here's the information that you were asking for. Here's what you needed. So are you going and setting a goal for fourth quarter? It may not always be a financial goal. It may be a content goal. How much content do you want up before fourth quarter? How many videos do you want to be at when it comes to the fourth quarter? I have a couple thousand videos. I'm like, okay, but I've also been going through and deleting videos. I've been going through and retagging products. Also be careful with retagging products. That part, because your video can get flagged, because your video may have been passed previously, but with them having new like little markers, it may get flagged with one of those new uh markers. So Carrie said, what was the idea behind deleting ideas or video? Oh, videos. So I know what you meant. Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to Amazon, I do it. I was doing it before Oink came. So before Oink came, I would go through my creator hub and see what videos were not doing really well. If they had no views, I would go check that video out and see what was going on. Is that video still tagged to a product at all, or is the product unavailable? Like I was doing sort of what Oink does, I was doing it manually. Products that are untagged, the brand is no longer on Amazon sometimes at all. So if it's untagged, it's not doing anything for you. It's not making you any money. It's just there. I would either delete it, because I do have backup of all my videos. I would delete it, or depending on the video, I may redo it. But here's the thing, if you're going to redo videos, or if you're going to delete videos and edit stuff, and even if you're editing titles and all that, do that in the third quarter. Don't wait to the fourth quarter to do that. Because again, just because you're just editing the title, it could get flagged, which could delay it being, available for you to be able to make money from it. But if the video is not tagged to any products, it wasn't doing you any good at all, because they're not even suggesting a product for it. So it's just there. So for the aesthetic of my page, from the aesthetic of my storefront, I would just go ahead and let it go. Simply because, again, it's not doing me any good. Because it's not even if somebody watches the video, they won't. And now Amazon has now put it to the point where if the video is not tagged to something, the video won't even show. It's just there. Right? Look, David Peters just said, I have a ton of videos untagged right now. We'll try and get all those done now, and a ton of products sitting here needing videos. I had to raise my video fee to not get more work. That part. They pay me, LOL, overwhelmed, and most are paid work too. Exactly. And the thing is, sometimes, hear me out. Sometimes it's better for you to go in, re-tag a video, redo a video, than it is to go and find a new product, depending on the product, right? So you have to, again, know your numbers. What is your time worth? So if I can go and just retag a product, go through, retag 20, 30 products, or, get rid of any that are not doing me any justice, then sometimes that's even better than you going and finding a brand new product. So I'll give an example. Yesterday, I was looking, one of my plant stands is no longer available. That brand is not even on Amazon anymore. And so I said, oh man, what do I do? So I went through to see if there was anything that was similar, but also I go in the video to see, did I say the name of the brand in the video? Is that video one that can be edited? If I do find a product that's from a different brand, where I can go ahead and edit it out and switch it up. Again, that research time is part of your content strategy. So it just depends. Andrew said it's in video purgatory. Facts. It's just sitting there. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to change the link to the new product on your YouTube and your Genius link. That part. Yep, exactly. Very good question. So Catherine asked a great question in the comments. Are we supposed to say the name of the brand when making a video? So, and I had to do some research on this one. Um, so it depends on the actual brand. If it's a well-known brand, it can do you some good because it'll pick it up in the algorithm. If it's not a well-known brand, it doesn't always do you any good. Same thing with having the brand name in the actual title. Sometimes that's just wasting. You only get 60 characters. Sometimes that's a waste. I don't know what is going on. Right. Andrew said it's entirely up to you. There you go. Carrie made a good point in the comments. My videos have shown up on Google searches because I put the product name and item name in the title instead of watch this before you buy. Exactly. It also depends on what people are looking up for a particular product. Sometimes, yeah. Oh, I got water in here. Sometimes they're looking for an actual product name, but sometimes they're looking for the product by description. So that's why it differs, and sometimes it's not worth it, sometimes it is, especially depending on, again, depends on the brand. Yeah, the brands don't care. Some brands will say specifically, especially if you're looking at the creator connections campaigns, some of them will say that they want you to put a special word when doing the caption or description. They want you to say a special hashtag. They'll tell you all of that, but a good majority of them don't. They don't really care. They want you to put the content out. That's the most important part. Roxy says, I, Roxy says, I do what I want anyway. Um, Something else. We talked about trends versus evergreen content. That was a couple weeks ago, you guys. So go look at the replay of that video. Are you looking at, again, what are the trending products for fourth quarter versus what are the evergreen products that'll be purchased for fourth quarter? Trending products, because fourth quarter is Christmas season. You know, people are going to be buying tree stands, they're going to be buying ornaments, they're going to be buying lights, they're going to be buying um what are the storage containers for decorations, and they're going to be buying all of those, the stuff for the lawn. They're going to be buying the generator to be able to blow up the big old thing on the lawn, and all of those things, right? You could do a video letting people know that they need, listen, tape. Please, somebody do videos for tape so people could tape these wires down for these things that they putting in their lawn and across the. I saw so many videos of people tripping over them wires. Please do a video for tape. Please and thank you. They need it. Help our people. Show products in real life use. Optimize for SEO when it comes to Amazon using titles, keywords, and descriptions. Yeah, you want to pay me a good bit, then you can decide how I promote you. Otherwise, nope. Exactly. Stephanie said, for my stroller wagon, a $700 product, I made sure to say the brand name and show it on camera. Exactly. It was part of how I convinced the brand to send it to me. The potential customers need to see the product that high price several times before making the purchase, and I let the brand know I understood that. Oh, come on. Exactly. Are we all making holiday collages right now with the new collage tool? So, collages are really great, especially if you're doing Binnable as well, because you can share them on Binnable. Collages are great also if you're doing Pinterest, because you can share it on Pinterest along with um, your Amazon link and send them right back to that same collage over on Amazon. So collages are a great option, again, especially when you know what products you want to promote during this time of year. Sandy said, not making collages, made a bunch before Prime Day and got 0 views. See, again, know your numbers. So what what categories did you make collages for? Because we've seen that there's some collages that are doing a lot better than others. Andrew said, nope. I use Canva to do my pics. Mhm. Also, if you have not been making pictures for the products that you have, why not? Why haven't you been making pictures for the products that you are already creating videos for? My on-site collages don't do well, so I have to share them to my off-site social following. Make collages for all sorts, including fishing, boating, marine, to camping, to art supplies, and more. I would go through and look at the numbers for the different ones and see what, if any of them did well. Like, none of them did anything at all, then yeah, no. Yes, put your pictures on Venable as well. Don't forget to do collage for similar products. Oh, good question. So, could you explain what you mean by doing pictures? I know that was not proper English. I apologize. So, I mean, creating a photo or doing an actual photo, taking an actual photo of the product. So, some people do it a few different ways. Some people do videos and then do a screenshot. It just depends. So, my, if you look at my story, it may still be up because I put it up yesterday. I did one yesterday. The sweatsuit that I had on was a yellow sweatsuit. I did a video. I did multiple videos of it. And then one of the videos, I went through. grabbed the screenshot, posted it in my stories, added the link, and was just like, these sweatsuits are coming in really handy as I'm walking my niece to school in the morning because it's been kind of chilly. I put the link, that's it. I can put that same picture on Amazon and tag this the sweatsuit. It's a real simple way to gain access to um other potential ways of making money on Amazon and off of Amazon because you can use that picture in other ways. Uh, so great. Another great question. Oh, let me know if that did I explain that well enough for you, Antoinette. Michelle said, do faceless videos do as good for anyone as face? I've been doing more faceless for speed, but not sure if it's moving anything. It varies from product to product. It depends on the category. Some people do all videos with their face in it. Some people do all videos with just their hands. People like ASMR. So with the hands and them just being able to see you do stuff and put stuff together, some people love that. So it just depends on the product. Uh, I do a combination, especially depending on what the product is that I am doing a video for. Ooh. So Carrie just gave some great insight. She said she got some of her photos denied from Amazon because she just took a pic of the actual product, a mug or a book, and it didn't add value, is what they said. So what they want is they want it to be like a setup, like you're looking into someone's home and you're like, oh, that's a pretty setup how they have that. That's what they're thinking. Uh, and again, some people can do it as they're recording because they already have it. Like I pretty much try to set the scene depending on what I'm recording and where I'm recording. And so I can take a picture pretty much anywhere when I'm doing my videos. Um, but yeah, that does make a very big difference. Is it just the picture of the product, or is it like, does it make it inviting? Because here's the thing, the pictures are used in the creator ads. If you're a part of the creator ads program, the pictures are used in multiple places on Amazon. And people are like, oh, but it's not in the carousel. It's not. No, they don't go in the carousel. But there are other places on Amazon where they are used and where you can make money from them. And then again, like I said, if it's the creator program, I mean, if you're in the creator ads program, then you get money if they're using your pictures in their ads. And that's when they have them over on TikTok or over on Instagram, Facebook, and people click on it and you still get the commission for it. And we looked at, because when they were promoting it a few months back, we looked at the actual page, and uh when they were talking about, they were getting us ready for something, I don't know, it was probably for like Prime Day or something, and they were showing us what to do with our photos. They were telling us, how many products. They told us like 5 products, don't do more than 5 products, even though you can tag like 10. They said like 5. 5 is the go-to for a photo. So they want you to have it like set the scene. They like outdoor photos because you can set the scene. So if you have camping stuff and stuff like that, an outdoor photo where you have like 3 or 4 things in the picture, they like it. The only other thing is you have to be very careful when it comes to what you're tagging, because I went back to one photo I posted and man, like 3 of the things are unavailable. I was like, this currently unavailable trend or whatever they want to call it is horrible. But yeah. Okay, you're welcome. I don't track faceless or not. I determine by product what is best. Good, good. Interesting, Carrie. Never had that happen before, and I do the same thing for a variety of products. I would love to know product wise. Let's go. Carrie said I made a surprise $1,000 from Creator Ads program in Q4 last year. Mm-hmm. And again, books, fashion, camping gear, stuff for the car. There's stuff like that you can do. And there's a lot of different ways that you can set it up. I have even removed background and just put plain color background and never had it denied. So I will have to try and do some experimenting. Mm-hmm. I wish Amazon had a didn't add value denial for videos that are obviously spam. Of course, I don't really because they would get it wrong. Right? So here's the thing. And this is why we went through this process because again, fourth quarter, we're about to see a whole bunch of people come into the program. We see it every year. Because again, they're trying to figure out, oh, I can make a couple dollars, I can make money. All I gotta do is shoot a little video and I can make a what we've seen over the years was Amazon has tightened up in different areas. But again, because they weren't a platform that was made for creators, they still missed the mark on a lot of things. But even when it came to live streaming, when they opened up the opportunity for us to be able to live streaming, you can make $1,000 off live streaming alone. You can make a couple hundred off of live streaming alone by just with your live streams. That don't even include the on-site from people looking at your shoppable videos. That didn't include any off-site. That was just live streaming. And what they had happen was people would come on and instead of them actually having a product, they would just show a picture from the product page. And then they would just have, just a random picture that they would pull up. So then we started seeing people started getting flagged for that. And then we saw them say you can't use the product pictures from the product page. And we saw all of these things start coming into play, but it took them a while to be able to get to that point. So we've seen another influx of people that are using AI generated stuff. They're cutting back on that. You've seen them start putting that into the wording, what they will and what they won't accept. We also have seen people do the watch this before you buy, all of those, because that's what when people come in and an influx like that, it's typically because they have taken somebody's course and somebody's teaching them that that's what they need to do. Unfortunately. So while we sit here and we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and we talk about listen what we should do, what we shouldn't do, because we're doing this as a business, not just as a one-off, there's people that are being trained to just come in and do whatever. It's painful. It really is painful to watch. But we see it happen every year. Every year. Um Oh, and that's the other thing. You don't know what photos they actually use, unfortunately. Unfortunately. You know that they use your photo because you see the extra money come in, but you don't know what photos got used. Um, I do believe there is a way, but I don't remember exactly where in the report. Eileen said it was right offhand. I think it was the link type section of the report that was show. Oh, because if you go into your dashboard on your laptop or desktop, you can go into reports and there's a report for content. So maybe it might be there. I don't know though for sure. Oh yeah, the spamming with the honest reviews. Fives with the honest this is my honest review. And they don't even, you could tell they haven't even used the product. But it's their honest review. Mm-mm. Get somebody else to do it. Try again. Try again. I really don't understand why it's allowed. I made collages with just the product photo from the product page and added text. It didn't feel right, but I tried it out and they are approved. Right, they're allowing us to do the colleges, the collages with the actual product videos, which is weird. But it was because it was a couple things, and this is the honest to goodness truth about it. One piece of it is because people were just doing the worst with it. Again, you all, whenever you see something change, when you see a new law, you see in some, they change the terms of services, it's because somebody was acting a plum fool and they had to go back and say, the reason why we see on microwaves, don't put your pet in the microwave, because somebody tried to put their pet in the microwave. Like that's the reality of life. So that that's what we're coming up against. But also, there were brands that were doing shanky, anky, danky, janky stuff. And so some of the photos and videos that people were showing from the actual page were not from the actual brand. They were not the brand's content. And so you were getting paid off of using a photo that you thought belonged to the brand, but it actually belonged to another content creator, and that content creator was not getting paid. So that was another thing. That was the other piece, because yeah, people were going and brands were doing just as much janky yanky stuff as some of the influencers were. Mm-hmm. um Oh, great question. Michelle just gave a great question in the comments, you guys. How do you save time when recording, uploading, adding titles? What's your tip for saving time? Andrew said, I say in my disclaimer, just because it was given to me, don't change my opinion. That part. Chat GPT. Yeah, I think that's the general one that most people are using at this point. Um, that part. Um, Also in that first box, use deep linking. So you have post tab Genius Link. Most people are going with Genius Link because of the potential with Genius Link, with it being able to direct them to whatever Amazon site their country is, it's connected to wherever it is that they live, which is great. It also brings up other products that are similar if that exact product is not available. um Also schedule content before peak fate. And so again, now third quarter is the time to upload your bulk content for fourth quarter sales. And the absolute latest that you want to upload key content, I mean like powerful stuff, is 2 weeks out from Prime Day, because Prime Day is before Black Friday. I want to say yes. Andrew said, I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Product name, video type. He has a whole breakdown. Exactly. Chat gives me scripts, so it's all together. Exactly. It cuts down on a lot of the time, too. Uh, and then I have the information for when it comes to TikTok. So, oh, there's some misprints there. Sorry about that. Create 15 to 60 second um, entertaining or educational videos. You can do some of that with some of the product videos that you're doing. So we talk about, have you created the video in landscape and so horizontal and vertical, both. Uh, Also, for those of you that have been asking about, okay, well, I typically do longer videos. Should I go back and do a shorter one? That's up to you. You can either do shorter videos, or you can always go back and clip up some of the longer videos that you have. So if you have a 2-minute video, you can clip that, because you may be talking about how to clean a certain product or how to put it together. You may be talking about some of the mishaps that you had with using that particular product. So you can always go back and kind of tweak it and, create multiple videos from one time that you record. We talked about that last week as well. Going ahead and kind of just recording yourself, setting it up, using it all in one shot, and then going back to create the content or to kind of edit it and upload it. Now, here's one that was on there when it comes to TikTok. Trending sounds and hashtags, posting consistently 1 to 3 times a day. I try to do 1 time a day on TikTok. You see it your reach will vary depending on what you're using, the song that you're using, the TikTok, the trend, the hashtags. Oh, yes, a lot. Uh, but include a clear call to action linking to products and offers. On TikTok, it's really easy because you can just tag it if you're a part of their program. If you are not part of their program, then it's not as easy, because you want to get them over to Amazon, which we, even though we've seen Amazon now, they can shop Amazon stuff right from TikTok. We haven't seen that convert to us being able to do anything with it yet. It may, it may not. We don't know. The more footage you have, the more ways you can edit videos. Exactly. My reach on TikTok sucks. I don't focus on it as much anymore. A lot of people have stepped away from it, especially because we still don't know what TikTok is doing. I started putting a binnable link in my TikTok comments. That's smart. I like that. And sharing your TikToks on your binnable list as well. Um, don't forget to highlight seasonal and holiday products. Um, Don't forget to use engaging visuals and call to actions. Another don't, uh, cross promoting. Are you posting it just on one platform, or are you posting it on multiple platforms so you can get the most reach? And tracking your clicks and conversion. And then at the bottom, it has some quick wins for you guys. Batch create content ahead of time. That's what we were talking about previously, with going and just recording a good amount, and then kind of going through and editing it as you want. Danielle said, Matt, I throw some videos out to TikTok, but not much. Some people have not, like, they've completely stepped away from TikTok being one of the platforms that they focus on. Again, know your numbers. If it's not beneficial to you, then if you want to test it out, third quarter is the time that you test it out. So that way you're prepared for fourth quarter. If not, leave it alone. Has Lane taught us nothing? Of course, we're cross promoting. Exactly, exactly. And if you missed those fireside chats, please go back. He did one. He got us right with Genius Link. He got one, another one. He got us right with Repurpose.io, y'all. And then the very first one that we did with Andrew and Antoine, if you watch all three of those together, like, can we put a post together, team, where all three of those links are together so they can just kind of binge all three of those fireside chats in order for them to kind of get things in motion when it comes to automation. And again, this is the time to have everything set up. Don't wait until fourth quarter to try to set it up. Set it up now, so that way it's already working and in motion for fourth quarter. Antoinette asked if y'all could share your page so she can see how you're doing photos. Uh, I threw some out there only for the off chance I can get some very specific samples sent. Yep. Just a reminder, Sandy said, the Creator Connections sponsored content request Zoom session was rescheduled. So that's at 2 p.m. today. And we don't have our 2 p.m. Logie call, so that's perfect. We can hop on there if you have the chance, if you have the opportunity. Um, right? Andrew said there's so much information in those 3 chats, it will blow your mind. Yes, need a playlist of that automation fireside chat. All 3 of those together. Just bundle that together so that way they can get them. And then people are sharing their page so Antoinette can see the pictures. Awesome, 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 awesome. Again, test new content types early. Third quarter is when you want to test your fourth quarter products and content. Here's the other thing. If you want to step out, okay, this sounds bad, but if you want to step out from what you normally do, third quarter is a good time for you to do it so you can have everything in place for fourth quarter. This is your time. This third quarter is your time to play around because typically you got back to school. So like storage, sheet sets, there's a bunch of stuff that you probably already have content for it's already moving and grooving. It's doing the work on its own. This is your time where you could kind of get some new things in and test some new things out to see how it works. I can tell you, I know for me, if you go to Logie, you can see what your top categories are. If you go to the Amazon page, your Amazon, and go to the Creator Central section, you can see what your top categories are. So my top categories right now are home, lawn and garden, sports, drugstore, that sounds weird too. Beauty and grocery. Yeah. So again, we talked about the supplements being an all year round product, but home is my top converting. And then lawn and garden. So know what your numbers are. Go to Logie, check it out, see what your top categories are. We always say your top 3 to 5 categories, although you should be looking at all your categories. So if you go in the app and go to the little man at the bottom, you click on that and scroll down, you'll see creator, what did I say? Creator Central. Or if you go to your dashboard on Logie, it'll tell you when you scroll what your top categories and stuff is. He has a whole pie chart there. We're so blessed. We don't have to put none of this information together. It's together for us somewhere. But you can go there as well. Today's orders are dismissal. Anyone else seen or dismal? Why can I not read? Oh my goodness. Today's orders are dismal. Anyone else see a huge drop off a cliff today? I have over 1,000 shoppable content on my storefront, mostly videos, but only 3 on-site orders today. So my sales have been actually picking up, but again, that's because I've been using Oink. But I know this time of year it typically kind of slows down a little bit, which is why I said this is your perfect time for you to play around with content and kind of try some new things if that's what you're going to do, because it's right after a huge shopping season. So the shopping season that we're coming out of is back to school. So if your products are not products that are geared towards back to school, then you're going to see a drop because people are focusing on pencils, pens, book bags, things like that right now, as opposed to some of the other things. So Michelle said, fortunately, my clicks are back up to where they were when my account got locked. Mm-hmm. I think there's a delay in shipping for some of mine. That's a possibility as well. We have had some storms coming through that have damaged some areas as well. So that's also, again, something to pay attention to because as storms come through, winter storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, anything that we see, it has the potential to affect us in a positive or a negative way. There's going to actually be a bunch of people buying supplies for those areas, or those areas, if we have things being shipped from those areas, we may get a delay in getting them. So there's so many different things when it comes to natural disasters like that that we can't really plan for, but we pay attention to when we see things happen. Um, and then, like I said, again, when was the last time you did a search of your storefront to see if you have videos that are have no product tag to it, or the product is unavailable? Because even new products, yes, even new products, you will have new products that you will upload and it may say currently unavailable, because the brand may have needed to remove the product and then upload it again. And if they did, then it's connected to a new ASIN. So that's also a reason. I will say this really quickly before we head out. That's one of the reasons why people have been complaining about not getting paid through Amazon, the Creator Connection program, is because the ASINs don't match. And so the ASIN that may be on Creator Connection may have started out as one ASIN, but if that brand had to take that product down and put it back up, they may do a new Creator Connection campaign and it's with a different ASIN. The other thing is people went and jumped on this bandwagon of putting the parent ASIN on there for some things, and the parent ASIN is not always going to get you conversion when it comes to Creator Connection, because that particular ASIN is not a part of the list that they have on there. So you have to be very careful when it comes to that. Yep. Did a video for a brand and they never actually added inventory. Yep. Shiny objects. Mm-hmm. I had a video I did for a brand, uploaded the video, went, and I mean, it was fine, went back. It was untagged. The product was not available. They had to re-upload it, and when they re-uploaded it, it was under a different name. So I had to go and re-tag it to the new one. Y'all, it's a lot. With only 3 new orders, while half the day is over. If this is my new norm, I would still be wise to invest in Oink Pro. So yes, here's why. There's a few things. When it comes to Oink Pro, it gives you a bit more. There's a few of good things when it comes to Oink. Being able to block brands on Creator Connections. I tell you, I wish. I know I sound like Leghorn, Foghorn. I wish that I could block brands on my phone. I promise you I do. I promise you I do. But Creator Connections catches orders um that orders that you see, and I've seen where some people may have alluded to, sometimes it's something that an order that you may not have gotten commission for, but you still get the Creator Connection payment for. Yeah, yeah, we like that. Because yes, there will be stuff that is sold that you may not get. Now, again, it's different markers for how they pick everything up. But Oink is basically saying, these were the sales you did yesterday. These have Creator Connections. And with Creator Connections, it's capturing the campaign before the product sells actually ships out, so you get credit for it. Whereas before, we don't see it until it ships, when we see it in our dashboard, and by then you don't get credit for it because it's already shipped. So it's after you hadn't accepted the campaign beforehand. Yeah, the amount of inappropriate items that are on there is crazy. Yes. Parent ASIN is a master link for all product variants. Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing it, Andrew. And it works. Like, there's some instances where that parent ASIN is a game changer. It's a beautiful thing. But when it comes to Creator Connections, it can be It's not always in your best interest. Um, yeah, it's allowed. You are allowed to use the parent ASIN. And even when you go on Oink, if you have Oink, it shows you which one, what ASIN is the parent ASIN. And something that he said, I'm so happy that Fizz said this. I'm saying Fizz like me, like I'm texting him. I'm so happy that he said this because again, shiny object syndrome and energy leakage. One of the things people were like, oh, I'm just going to go in and change all of mine to parent ASINs. And then they didn't see the increase. Some people did, some people didn't. What's going to be the best use of your time? What is the best use of your time? Some people, it works. If you're doing this full time, you can schedule it in where you can go back and add parent ASINs. And he even said it. Don't just add, don't remove the old one and just add the parent ASIN. Keep the old ASIN and you can add the parent ASIN onto it because people were saying, oh, now I'm not getting anything for this product. People were complaining. But again, people are looking for the golden ticket. Yeah, so you have to be careful with it, but yeah, they have told us that we can tag a similar product as long as we're not going crazy. Because again, people was going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with it, and you know, you know. Uh Onina said I signed in for the Oink Pro a couple of days ago, and for the first uh less than 24 hours, I already made an extra $5. Exactly. If you do it right, here's the thing with Oink, he gives you videos. Watch the videos. With Logi, we have a community. Ask questions. You're in the community. Ask questions. Like when you have a program that you're using, use the program. Make sure your voice is heard. Use the program. If you are ever signing up for something and you have no access to be able to ask questions, to be able to find out what's new, if you have no, then leave, run, run immediately. Because that means that, for one, it means that they're not interested in making changes to the program or the platform that's going to be beneficial for the people that are using it. That's one of the reasons why I love Logi. That's one of the reasons why I love Oink. Is Logi, he will come and tell us, okay, we got this going on. We have the two, normally we have the 2 o'clock call where he's telling us these are the updates that we did. That, hey, if you have a problem, come to the 2 o'clock call and let us know so that we can work on it. If you can't get to the call, send us a message. You also have the option on Logi to be able to send a message and talk to the team and say, hey, this isn't working. Same thing with Oink. Oink, he not only has a group for everybody who signs up for Oink, but if you are a pro member, there's a separate group, a separate group. And he goes in there and gives so much insight and information. And then again, he's always changing. And if it's something where you make a suggestion for something and it's something he can't do, he's not just ignoring you. He'll say, okay, well, this may be the reason why we can't implement this on this particular platform because it'll take up this or it'll do this, or he'll give that insight on the back end. How do you find the products that don't have an ASIN? I see missing 5 according to Oink. So those, you go back. So if there's nothing tagged, you literally have to go back into Amazon and see, is that brand still on Amazon? Did they upload a new ASIN? So you have to go back and do the research for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because again, it's like, well, wait a minute. We don't get any notification that the product is not tagged or anything. Like, we as influencers, our storefront, we don't get any updates. You don't really get an update to tell you how well or how bad your storefront is doing. You don't, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how, again, we got to remember it wasn't set up for content creation. It was set up for people to come on, shop, and buy. They added us on because they thought it would make people buy more. Another brain dump I had last night. How much time are we learning about Amazon influencer as opposed to being in Amazon? Exactly. Because y'all, we might get a training video, especially when there's like a new sale coming up. They just started doing the videos or the Zoom calls or the calls all over again. But we don't really get too many updates, y'all. We don't really get too many trainings. You just kind of gotta, that's why having communities like this, it matters, because we can go and kind of ask questions of each other. But outside of that, mm-mm. That part. Most of the trainings suck. That part. All right, so you guys got the cheat sheet. Again, I do apologize. There were some, I did see as I was going through it, going over it with you guys, that there were some boo-boos as I was going through it. My apologies. But it was just a general one for y'all to be able to kind of get your brain flowing when it comes to creating whatever you need to put in place for fourth quarter. Again, it's going to be different for each person, but this allows you to kind of get some thoughts down on paper, and not just get thoughts on paper, but if you're doing something and you're like, okay, this isn't working, you have a community to come back to and say, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the drama. Because sometimes it's me. I'm the problem. Uh, you have a community to come back to be able to say, okay, is this not working for somebody else too? Is it just me? Is it everybody? What we doing? That part. Right? Am I the crazy one? Is it me? Am I the problem? All right, so we made it to 1:30. Again, there is no 2 p.m. Logie call. They are working on some great things behind the scenes, you guys, especially as we prepare to get ready for fourth quarter. But also, if you have not done so, remember, go back on Logie, check it out. They did have some updates over the last few weeks that we've seen. And go look at that section with all of the products that you have been matched. That's another great way for you to determine like what the algorithm sees as some of your popular items or what may work for you as well. Again, it's a great way for you to do some research so you know what you are going into for the fourth quarter. Yes. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And again, the replay, we thank you to the team, Emmy, got rock stars behind the scenes. Replays are always in the group by the following week, you guys. Not just that, they also send you an email letting you know that the replay has been posted, so that way you can see that as well. And if you ever have questions and you like reflecting back on something somebody said, tag them in the comments of that video so that way they can go ahead and answer your question right there in the group. Ooh, doo, doo. My pleasure, my pleasure. I appreciate it. Right? Thank goodness for the replays. Cause woo. And we're gonna work on. I'm a listen. I'm a beg the team. Okay, y'all. Listen. I'm gonna beg the team to see if they can put together those 3 fireside chats for automation, so y'all can binge them. Because if you have not set up your automation, This is the dire time to do it. So that way it's ready for fourth quarter. Okay? Okay. You guys have a great, great rest of your day and a great weekend. See ya.